Good evening and welcome to Your Call. It's the one show on television where you, the viewer, can ask your question directly to the newsmaker of the week. From politics, arts, sports, culture, movies, all the stars right here on Your Call. How you do it is simple. You can call us on this number on your screen. You can contact us on Twitter, Facebook and via NDTV Social. Joining me tonight, an extraordinary artist and woman, Anjolie Ela Menon. Let's just look at the highlights of her life and career. Anjolie Ela Menon, thank you very much for joining me tonight.
It's a pleasure being here.
I described you as an extraordinary artist and woman, and you've had an extraordinary life, beginning with your first exhibitions in your teens. Tell us about how much of that original Anjolie remains in your work today.
Well, I think your work evolves slowly over the years, and you always take, it's like a bowl of dahi. You always, the joran of what the first lot of dahi spreads and it develops and it keeps on. So there's always a little jhalak of your earlier work, and that the thread remains, or so the critics say, that the thread remains, that the work is still recognizable as having the seeds of that work, which was in my first exhibition when I was 18 years old. In a Delhi garden, put up by Hussain, who was my mentor and friend. And he selected 53 paintings and he hung them himself. He created the stands in the garden out of gunny and bamboos. So from that exhibition onwards, of course one style changes and develops. If you've been painting for 55 years, surely there has to be change, sometimes for the worse and sometimes perhaps for the better.
What do you miss then the most, perhaps, of those early years? The charm, the nostalgia, perhaps, of M.F. Hussain hanging paintings in a garden, and a very different art world phase today. Very
different. It was a world without money, certainly. Nothing, nothing that you painted, you ever thought that you were going to get money out of it. And that is what has really changed. In a way, it has also made it much more professional. But I maintain that the act of creating that canvas or that painting is the core act.
So you have people who want to know you because an Anjolie Ela Menon painting sells for 70 lakhs and people who compare you and M.F. Hussain, your mentor. How do you define your own space and your own work in this kind of current world generation?
Well, I don't think I need to define myself in the context of what else is happening. Because we belong to a different generation. Each of us has our own strengths and weaknesses. Perhaps my weakness has been that my work is too beautiful. When in a time where beauty has really become a dirty word in the art world. The thing that's happening now with every change and every new trend, you feel that there are people who are in the forefront, the innovators, and there are huge flocks of followers.
Jump onto the bandwagon.
And that's happened to all of us. You know, every time you innovate something, there's a flock of followers. When I did kitsch, then there was kitsch kitsch hota hai that came behind me. When I did computers for the first time, computer-aided stuff, then now everyone's doing it. So there's always a following. When I started doing the windows, then everyone was doing windows.